I think I'm live. Hello, hello, Zen friends. I'm all clicking away over here. Happy Saturday to you. Hope you guys are having an amazing weekend. And those of you in the United States or that celebrate the holidays, happy holidays to you. We've got a little red and green going on today. And plan on using the Yuletide Tarot. Is it too soon? Too soon? It's all right. I feel very wintry and holiday-ish today. My voice is very low this morning. In fact, maybe I should move this a little closer. It's like 25 degrees right now. It dropped into the teens here last night, which I love winter weather, so it puts me in the Christmas mood. So Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. All right, everybody. So good to have you here. Before we get into everything, let's bring in some beautiful love energy. We'll do that first by taking a big, deep breath as much as we can breathe today and come out of the future, come out of the past, come into the now where we have unconditional love and peace and gratitude out of the chaos and the energies of the outside world and just come into this moment. And then we'll bring in the singing bowl as well. So if you'd like to join me, let's take a big deep breath, hold it for as long as you feel comfortable, and then slow exhale out. And then we'll continue. So here we go. Big deep breath in. Beautiful. Now I will hit the singing bowl 3 times, 3 blind mice 3 times. And as we do that, we can just let that love energy flow into all of our mental energy and all our stories and thoughts into our hearts for our emotions and our emotional choices, into our energy fields, our chakras, our meridians, our auras, to our physical bodies, into all of our sinus cavities and into our organs, our cells, our blood, all of that. Let it just fill up our life and then flow out to the outside world, allowing it to do whatever it wants to do out there to help raise the vibration of the planet too, according to the will of the collective. All right. So as we do this, we can also think of one thing that we're grateful for. Just one little tiny thing right now in this moment. What are we grateful for? I'm grateful for the internet. We had internet trouble this morning a little bit. They'll be visiting tomorrow um, as well. So I might start a little late tomorrow, but we'll see what unfolds. But I'm just grateful that we're able to all connect on the internet. So even if it's a small thing like that, it's a huge thing to some, right? But if we just think of one thing that we're grateful for in the moment, we get to have this beautiful raising immediately of our love vibration. And that magnetizes us to receive more, but also messages from spirit. So I'll hit it 3 times. I'm not sure how loud it'll be. So watch the ears and we will begin. So here we go. Remember gratitude. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me and doing that. Such beautiful energy. I love doing that. I try to do it every day, even when I'm not live, but it's just all of our energy together is amazing. Put her back here on her shelf here. I put this over here to remind me. Do you see how it has to work? Just so everyone knows, I've been talking a lot about this book, The Let Them Theory. And it's an amazing. It's like a one of the books that's recently that I just finished reading. Most of it here, and it helps with relationships and everything else. It's 50% off right now on Hay House. Excuse me, at hayhouse.com. It's like $15. It's regularly like $29.99, I think. That would be half, right? But it's $15 right now at Hay House. So if you go to hayhouse.com, it's right on the front page. So if you're interested, I just want to make sure you guys know that it's on a super sale right now. I'm just going to put her back up here. But I thought I'd let you know before I forget, because I'll get started and then it'll all be gone. So welcome everybody. Hope you're having a great weekend, and I'm so grateful to have you here. Thanks for all the thumbs up already. I'm so grateful. It's a way to show love to me and to the channel. And as we join together and do this, we create a big, beautiful love tsunami, as I call it, across the world. So thank you for being part of that. I really am grateful. If you're new to my channel or new to these readings, excuse me. I'm all choked up this morning. It's clearing up though. Um, Welcome if you're new to my channel or new to these readings. Uh, I'm so grateful to have you here. We have a great group of Zen friends with huge hearts and great senses of humor. Two things I definitely appreciate, two things that make this human adventure an easier path. Uh, and then instead of a harder one. So welcome. There's always room for more Zen friends. And I'm gonna have to shed this coat here in a minute. I was cold, but as soon as spirit starts, I start warming up. It's funny. So I'll shed this in a sec, but I'm so grateful to have you here. And we do try to create a safe space for all of us. So welcome. And happy that you're here. If you want to know how the whole process works for the readings, it's all down in the description box of the video. Ton of information down there, but basically donations do get first priority. I do step out of the readings and dive deeper, meaning we pull more cards for those as well. Free readings are generally 1 to 2 cards, sometimes 3. Spirit slips in a third one, but they're generally 1 to 2. But we dive deeper into the donations. You also get a fortune cookie, which is an oracle card of some sort. Um, and Yeah, and so we get all those too. If you're looking to make a donation, you can use the super chat at the bottom or in the description box. I do have Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and Square, but I don't have any set dollar amounts because I know everyone's funds vary from day to day. The rate of exchange and cost of living varies all across the world. So whatever you give from your heart, I know you're giving what you can, and I do honor that. So I don't have that. What else? What else? Um, I'm usually on for at least 3 hours. If 2.5 hours in, I have not gotten to free readings, I will step away from donations and complete at least 30 minutes of free readings. And then if I still have more donations, I will always go back to those and we finish them same day, always donations. I try to complete as many free readings as I can, and sometimes even after donations, I'll go out of balance and finish out free readings. So we definitely try to get you. We will always get to some free readings every session, um, but I do try to get them all. What else? What else? Oh, at the end of the each session, I do post a pinned comment listing all of the readings completed with timestamps. I know we're super high tech. That's not super high tech, but it's definitely helpful. So if you put your question and then you have to go live life, you can come back after the stream or even during the stream. If I try to keep an eye on the chat, if you're like, hey, did you complete mine? I'll let you know. Oh yeah, here it is. Here's your timestamp. But you can definitely always come at the end of it and find the uh, your name and just click on that timestamp. It'll take you right to your reading. Super cool, right? I love that. It's something we're also grateful for on YouTube. What else? What else? Oh, also this weekend I'm having giveaways every session. I know, crazy Zen. I'm giving away two 15-minute personal recorded readings. After I'm done with the session, I will use the Google number generator and Spirit and go, all right, so here's how many there are. And then we pick a winner. And so there'll be one for those who make donations and then one from the free reading. So we'll have two. I'll pin it I'll include it in the pinned comment once I'm done with the session, and then also post on social media on my Facebook, Instagram, Threads, which is Instagram kind of, and then on the community tab on my channel too. So so far, so last a Thursday night we had Patty win from the donations and Premia. Um, Abadal. Hopefully, I'm not murdering that too much from the free readings. Last night, we had Crescent Moon win from donations and Johanna from free readings. So that's where we're at. And then we'll have uh, drawings this morning and drawings this evening, and then also tomorrow. So I'll give away at least a total of 10, if not more. It depends. Sometimes if I get like a ton I of free readings and donations, I will sometimes be kind of led to pick two because I love giving stuff away. Speaking of, also for the remainder of the year, every new moon and full moon, I do have a giveaway of a 30-minute personal recorded reading or a hedge of peace and love, whichever you prefer. We've got the full moon coming up here. Here's the link. This is also in the description box of the video. But that's the link for that particular video. And that's next week already. Can you believe it? December 4th is next week. It's crazy. So if you want to get into that drawing, be sure to check that out as well. All of my personal readings and my hedge of peace are on sale until the end of the year. Through January 1st. On January 2nd, I anticipate I will change prices back, but we'll see. But at least we know it's at least through January 1st, they definitely are staying on sale. And then also we came out with a new podcast adventure number 5, which is about changing people. And I love all of these. I love channeling spirit, and I just go, all right, what are we going to talk about? And they're all bleh. We share a story from my life, so it's real, and then we find out a human perspective of why we all go through things like that. Because my stories are not unique. We all go through all the stuff that we all go through. Just the characters and kind of the environment or the setting is different, but at the core, we experience a lot of the same emotions. And so that's why we want to put it into reality. We find out why the human does what it does, and then spirit, why we want to experience that, and then hints from spirit on how we can make that an easier path instead of a harder path if we choose, because it's our path. We get to choose what we want. I evidently in my lifetime have loved learning the hard way, but you don't have to if you don't want to. All right. So enough of the blah blah blah. That's what we have here. Let's do some shout outs. Let me get my little list going here and we will get into the readings. So happy to have you guys here. Thanks for laughing with me or at me. I enjoy laughter. All right. So let's take a look here. We got Livier Vergara in the house. Hello, Livier. Let me move my little mouse here. And grabbing your free reading. We'll add that onto the list here. So happy Saturday to you. And then, of course, we've got Michelle Smith. Hey, Michelle, thank you so much for your donation via Zcash app. Right, Cash App, yep. Um, you'll be up after Sudeshna. Hey, Sudeshna. We have 3 for Sudeshna, so after that, we'll jump to you there, Michelle. Ancestors message. Ooh, I love that. We'll dive into that. And then we've got Lucky in the house. Hey, Lucky, Lucky, good to see you. So grateful. Mm, yeah, very good. I love that. And let's see here. Happy holidays. I love that. I was just reading through here. Grateful for Jay, especially asking. Okay. Right. So I'm not sure if that is your question there. Lucky. So if you have a question, post it and I'll get you added onto the list there. So I'm not sure if that was a question or not. I'm still having my coffee hit me. So are you guys enjoying all the dreaming from the full moon coming up next week? It's a full moon in Gemini. So uh, I'm an air sign sun. So I feel like it's just really activating a lot. Dreams, dreams, dreams. Full moons usually do for me anyway, and new moons. Um, and we're in a Pisces moon today, which is actually my moon. So we're in wonderful energies right now, connecting to spirit. All right. And then we have Ashish Balkaran. Hey, Ashish. Hello, hello. Got you on the list here. And so I wanted to use it as much as I can through this season. So we're going to use that a lot. It's pretty, some of the cards are pretty funny when you look at them, but they're whimsical. They've got Santa Claus and all sorts of stuff. So we will, and Krampus. So we'll be using those. And so you got a little wreath on the back here. So that's what we'll be using for the tarot. For donations, for your first donation, you will get a fairy wisdom oracle. And then for every additional donation after that, we'll be using the elemental energies. They're little small sayings on them, but just for the sake of um, the readings. Um, the first donation will get the big book, and they are smaller. So that's what we're gonna do. All right. So let's give it cheers, everybody. Look, even my mug is red and green. I just feel all whimsical today. So cheers, everybody. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and thanks for all the love. Here we go. All right. We will, how about we do this? That'll give me more space. All right. So let us dive in. Hey, hey, Moonlight. Hello, hello. I'm doing good today. Hope you're doing good too. Shuffle. And let's see what we got going on here. So, for the month of December, for love, what can happen? So, based on current energies, what can happen? And then, what, any shifts? What can we know about what's happening here? Do we want this one? We want this one. They don't want those, but they do want that one. All right. Ooh, all right. So, the bottom of the deck, you do have the Hierophant, is who this is. They call it Sinterklaas. I'm probably, if that's correct. Um, but oh, I love the raccoons and the squirrels and all the animals. But that is of course, a card of change, the Major Arcana number 5. But it's about seeing things from a higher perspective. They draw us to see things differently, to look at things from a spiritual place instead of a human place. It's very much that energy. So definitely that feels like there will be changes in belief around love, and we'll see if there's movement and what shifts here in the other cards, of course. Your first card that comes out as far as just what is December for you in love, you do have the Magician card. And when we have the magician, they call it the magus here. Um, that is about our energy. It is about our movement. Whatever I focus on is what grows and expands, right? It's the manifester, the master manifester energy. Does have a message also of that I have everything I need within me, and whatever I'm again focusing on is what I expand and grow and create through my magic, right? So if we're focusing on gratitude in this moment, and we talk about this all the time. So apologies. It's good brainwashing for all of us to hear it. I know it is for me. I hear it so much in readings. And I'm still, let's get it foundation, right? That if I focus on gratitude, in this moment for what I do have regarding, in this case, love, and what I have had, what I'm grateful for, then I'm open myself up to attract and draw that towards me instead of if I'm focusing on, "Oh god, I really want love, I need love. What if I don't find love?" Fearing not finding love. Then I'm repelling it away from my life, or at least I'm having resistance. My energy, it's like 2 magnets, right? When we're in gratitude, we and when we're, in, um, fear and lack, then it flips the magnets and goes in opposite direction. So, um I like that for you. That's the big focus is being aware of where my energy is as much as I can, really in any area of our life, because every moment we're drawing things to us or resisting things, right? And so what energy do I want to be? What master do I want? Do I want to be a master of gratitude or a master of fear and complaining and lack? Well, having experienced a lot of that for decades in my life, I had enough of that. There's no right or wrong, but I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to try the other thing for a while. And then maybe when I'm like 80 or 90, I can be like, what do I want to decide to do? So that's funny. All right. So that is like kind of the energy for December. And then, are there going to be what can happen, what shifts can happen here, right? So you've got two sets of two. So you do have the page of canes, which is the page of swords, and the four of canes, which is the four of swords. So I like it, candy canes. So thinking energy with the canes energy, think of canes that go on a Christmas tree, they're hung up, so that's why it's mental energy. But this is about, pages are about new thinking. And the Four of Swords is letting go of expectations. They rest on the Ace of Swords, right? So we have rest, and it's like putting to rest all the supposed to be's, right? Well, we grow up with that long list of going, well, I'm supposed to have someone in my life, and this is how we're supposed to meet, and this is who they are supposed to be. And then, as far as they need to look this way, they need to be of this, even sometimes it's this religion, this country, um, they have to be making this much money, they have to have this, kind of blah, blah, blah. We have the list that we all have growing up here. And I feel like someone's tickling my ear. I don't know if you have s someone from the other side. I just feel like they're, like, going, "Giving me a wet willy." I'm like, "Who is that?" So I feel like you have someone from the other side trying to get your attention too. That's funny. I like, "Stop it." But now that I've mentioned it, they stopped. So the message has been delivered. Pay attention to signs. You do have a loved one on the other side that's communicating with you. That's funny. Um That's just funny. But we do have a lot of, I feel like, yeah, some of it is what we've passed down. I feel like it's, a grandparent or someone maybe where they're like, yeah, a lot of the roles that you have, yeah, that's us. We've passed down from generation to generation, but that's just opinion and we can step out of that. And because we get all this supposed to be and should be and need to be and have to be and must be's around relationships, we get really blinded like a horse that has the blinders. All I see is this when there's all of this available. So as I release this, that also opens up the opportunity for me to find those relationships that I want to experience earlier than later, because it takes a long time for us to move in this direction to where we see someone, but this can go faster. We're like, "Oh, there they are," and whoosh, right? So December is continuing to let go of thoughts and beliefs and expectations around love. You do have the 9 of Canes, which is the 9 of Swords, and the Knight of Good Cheer, the Knight of Cups. You can't make this up because the Knight of Cups is romance, is the movement of love, and the Nine of Swords is the nightmare and insomnia that comes in with all those expectations, the supposed to be and should be and need to be and have to be. So definitely both of these little two sets are the same message. They're just bookmarking it, going, hey, it's like, "Psh, wake up, psh, wake up." Below the surface of those, we have the Queen of Candles, which is the Queen of Wands in the Standard Tarot. And again, going back to the magician holding a magic wand, the Queen of Wands holds a magic wand too. But this is that, knowing that you are the one who decides, and there's no right or wrong. It's about a gentle, kind of a gentle reminder, a gentle energy with all of this, in that you get to decide your adventure. You're not at the whim of the outside world hoping I'll find love. It's like, it's like getting in the car without turning on the ignition and putting it in drive and putting your foot on the pedal and going, I hope we'll go somewhere. It's like your future. And um I feel like that's important um there as well. Sorry, I just got a little message saying the connection was unstable. But, like, we're still live, so you guys can still see me, right? We're still active. According to this over here, I am. So, um, yeah, like that, the unstable connection. So connecting with your higher self, you do have marriage in your future, but how soon it comes depends on your own energy and drawing that towards you. So, um I do like that. All right, let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here too, through the fairy wisdom oracle around love, and then we'll go on to your second one. All right. What else, Bruce? All right, there we go. Boom, boom, boom. And be. You may see, hear, and know with all the elementals. You work with the heavenly as well as earthly spirits. You're a gifted person, intuitive and capable of easily channeling the energies of the universe. Remember to always use this power for the highest good. Always ask that you be guided in its use and that no one comes to harm through your ministering. Remember to keep your ego out of your spiritual work, for therein lies your downfall. Give credit where credit is due. Spirit does the work. I love that. There's a chant. It says, I joyously embrace my uniqueness. I embrace all that comes from spirit. I allow spirit to move within my being and to assist the growth of others as well as myself. I know that all healing comes from spirit, and I graciously accept the gifts bestowed upon me, and as such, I bring only honor to the name of spirit. So be it. And it says, sprout your wings today. Fly, baby, fly. So I like that, especially with that spirit. It's like you pick up, you understand, you do sense things. And I love that. So I really feel this fortune cookie is more so really from the spirit that was coming through. They're wanting to connect with you, and you can. So don't doubt yourself, just take a deep breath and open up and go, who is it? And you'll have a memory that'll be tapped and then you'll know it's them, or you'll see some sort of sign in the physical world too. So I love that for you. All right. So that's number one there for you. So for number 2, I'll give you your second timestamp here. Excuse me. Hey, Jojo, welcome. Congratulations once again. Sorry, I'm crunching my cough drop. All right, we'll give your second donation a love and a like there. So thank you for that. So you're currently working in the IT sector, right, at Cognizant. And so career and finances in December month for you, job stability, work environment, etc. All right. And if anyone is actively watching, if you can give me a little thumbs up or just something, if you guys can hear me and see me okay. I think I am because I have my session up over here from another source. So I think I am, but I just want to make sure. So if you guys don't mind just doing a little emoji or something, I'd be very grateful. All right. So Sudeshna, let's take a look here and do so career and finances. We'll look at that here first. Career finances. Get the overall. Thank you. Okay, I see someone did some hearts, so thank you. I am live. All right. And then we'll look here specifically about job stability. We'll look at the actual work and then also environment. Just what's the environment and then what else they want you to know here. We want to do this and these two here too. All right. Yeah, there's a little bit of, we'll see what that's all about. The energy on the bottom of the deck, at all. Hey, thank you. Thanks, Moonlight. uh, that gets it off my mind. So we got the 7 of gifts, which is the 7 of pentacles, which that is an energy of a little bit of the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. But there's also when you start to get the fruit of your job, it's also about going, meh, I don't know if this is really what I want, working here. And we know that you're going to be leaving to go somewhere soon as well. But I feel like that is that energy of going, just know that things might feel like they're going a little slow right now, in your work and career and even finances, but that will change eventually here. But we'll find out more here. So career first. Yeah. So we do have a death and a rebirth, so we know that's coming, that you're going to be ending and going into a new beginning with work, but I feel like it is you that's doing the changing. It's not, well, at least now, with this energy, because I feel like eventually, if you don't, then you'll have a tower moment when it's time for you to go, and if you're like, "Well, I don't wanna go, I'm scared of going out there," um, you'll be pushed out for you so that you'll go into something that's more joyous and aligned with you. But, and I feel like you already know that and you're headed in this direction, but that will change. Finances was the second pressure. Yeah. You got the 3 of gifts. Yeah. The 3 of pentacles. 3 of pentacles is creativity. There is an energy a little around that of abundance. It's about being true to your authentic self, and but it does feel like gifts that are coming in here. Does feel like you are being granted um it's like you're on the verge of stability, because the 4 of Pentacles would give me a message of, like, stable, stable, but I feel like you're creating financial stability. You're just not quite there yet, which makes sense with the other that you're in that, that process there. Job stability for you, we got the Knight of Gifts. The Knight of Pentacles, that's like the 7 of Pentacles. Well, it's slow moving, and it's slowly moving towards stability, but this bit of this the Knight of Pentacles is the quest of for my self-worth and my worth, and I feel like that's kinda just saying that I don't feel like you're gonna get financial stability at this job, which we know because 'cause you're leaving it anyway, but the job stability is like, well, it's going to be there for a while, but like we were saying, if you don't change, then eventually you will be released from it, but it's not out of I feel like it'll be due to downsizing, um, not because of your job performance or something like that, just that they're having to reduce their workforce. So, I feel like it's a necessary not really necessary, but it's conducive for you to be looking at where you wanna go next, right? And I feel like you're already doing that, but maybe just add a little tiny more fire behind it. Um, the work itself that you have going on here, you have the Ace of Candles, ooh, and the mistletoe. I like that. The Lover's card. But I feel here, when we're looking at the work itself, the Ace of Candles, Ace of Wands, action, action, action. And I feel like we've talked about that, right? I think it was in yesterday, the day before's, it was in the last couple of days reading where it's like, whoom, you're going to get all of this, a lot put on you going on here. And the mistletoe is the emotional choice. What are you going to choose? Am I going to choose? And I think we got that in that reading too. It's all about the emotions of, well, I can either choose to be like, oh, this is crappy. I hate this. I can't believe it. Rah, rah, rah. We get more. If I complain, I get more to complain about. If I'm like, I'm grateful that I have a job right now and I'm learning through all this and I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for this, then we have more to be grateful for that comes in all of that as well, right? So I feel like that's what they wanted to focus in there. The environment itself, you got the 8 of gifts, yeah, and the, child, which this is the full card in this, deck. But, the 8 of Pentacles is about putting in the blood, the sweat, the tears, then you get the reward, but there is a lot of work to be done. It's gonna become very busy, and there's an ending of an old cycle, the beginning of a new adventure. So I do feel that there is big changes that are coming, here in what everyone is doing. Just more aligning of stuff as they let some I think as people leave, they're not replacing them, they're just making everyone do more work. Yay, corporate life, right? Right, and then let's see what else they have here with the et cetera, et cetera. I'm just gonna let me put these cards to make more space because 'cause you've got 1 card and then 3 cards and then 2 cards, which is is related to that all this new work that's coming in, and depending I just feel like there's a lot of stuff that we do to change to implement the fears and all the stuff that, is kicked into play here. There's a lot of expectations that come in here and a lot of independence. And so it's like they're giving a lot of every one individual going, all right, you need to get this done. Here you go. And I don't feel like they're given a lot of direction, which creates fears, right? It's like, well, I don't know what you guys want. If I don't want to do something and then have to redo it because I didn't ask. I feel like you're going to have to redo things anyway because even though you get clarity, they're like, "Oh, I know we told you that, but we need you to do this now." So I feel like there is an important energy to make sure that you ask for clarity. Don't assume because something that makes sense to you doesn't match in the nonsense that they want you to do. So get clarity. That way it'll save you time and work. That's their recommendation to you. And then the redoing of all the work, you do have the 5 of Wands and the Ace of gifts, the Ace of Pentacles. There's a lot of conflict. that comes in here. This is just confirming that there is a lot of conflict. The 5 of Wands is like drama and conflicting energy around the new, um, with the Ace of Pentacles, it's like the new rollout or whatever has to be reversed because there's conflicts. Um, so as much as you can do on your end of identifying the conflicts beforehand, and you knowing it, going, yeah, there's something that's not going to work here. Keep an eye out. You might actually help limit it by your eagle eye, right? So I feel like that's what they want you to know. Let's get your fortune cookie for this one too. Around career, what else do they want you to know? Career, and got the oceanic omens. The ocean. There's kind of this go with the flow energy of the ocean. Just there's going to be waves. Just know that's waves are part of the ocean. The tides come in, the tides go out. I get it, right? Says what's funny, decode the oceanic omens, recognizing the messages and guidance that the waves bring. I like that. That's hilarious. That's there with decoding with IT. You're going to have to uncode. We got to decode what's going to happen here, right? All right. So that's what they have for number 2. We will dive into number 3 here. Let me just grab a few more here. So we had some additional individuals come in. So we do have Content. Hello, Content. Good to see you. Let me grab your free reading, add you to the list. We got Ankita Moore in the house. Hello, Ankita. Add you onto the list here. And then we have Moonlight. Thank you for your free reading here. We'll add that on the list down there too. All right. And oops, I didn't add you onto the list here. And thank you, of course, for your donation. All right. So where we're at on the donations, we have one more for Sudeshna, and then we'll jump to Michelle Smith via Zcash app, and then to Summer or Moonlight, and then to Jojo after that. All right. So Sudeshna 4808 for your third, and thank you for your multiple donations today. Here is those here, and let's give that a love and a like up here too. But let me take a quick sip here. Cheers, everybody. Some delicious blueberry vanilla coffee with 0 sugar caramel macchiato flavored creamer. It is like a delicious, I say, call it liquid cake. All right. So Sudeshna, mental and physical health for you in the month of December. I know the disclaimer. Thank you so much. That saves time, right? You're like, I know it. Let's move on. All right. So mental health for you in the month of December based on current energies. All right. And then physical health in the month of December. All right. Yeah, you've got the High Priestess, which is, they call it the Marilid Wid. I think the L is silent, but that's the High Priestess. Moon energy. But the High Priestess is an energy of stepping back out of the chaos of the world, making sure you're taking time for yourself and for your own reflection. Look at what's behind the scenes, of course, connecting with spirit, like I said, and diving deep into your emotions too. That's there. So I do like that for you, because it is about getting grounded in who you really are. The number 2 of the High Priestess is a reminder that you're so much more than just this human. This is a human character we're playing, but the actor behind the character is the one that plays all these other roles, right? Besides this human expression, this one human expression that's here for a little bit, right? So it's like really remembering that there's more than just your human living this experience. Again, kind of this spiritual energy coming in. Interesting that your mental health has 5 cards, your physical health has 1, and that's because our mind and our emotions are what impact our physical body. And the more we listen to our mental inner child to understand what they were going through and what they're wanting to communicate with us, and our emotional inner child, then the more healthy we are too, because when we don't listen to them, our physical side of us, our physical kind of inner child, which is the oldest inner child, because they are created from like 14 to 21. Our emotional inner child is like 7 and under, our mental is 7 to 14, our physical body is 14 to 21. So they're like I'm caring about my 2 younger siblings. If you're not listening to them, I'm gonna speak up for them. So they speak through our bodies when we're like, "Oh, what is this?" Or, "Oh, why is this what's this pain? Why does my foot hurt?" Or, "Why does my back aching?" And or whatever. But there's usually emotional and mental roots in why it's expressing it, especially when we're stressed. Emotional stress, mental stress comes out in our physical bodies. Let's look at the physical body here. Yeah, you got the 8 of Candles, the 8 of Wands, and that makes sense that you got the High Priestess on the bottom because the 8 of Wands is a lot of activity and energy, high stress. It's like calm down, right? Balance it. Um, so you have a lot of energy, but it's also, I feel like there's a lot of um, it's anxiety, it's stress, it's you're hyper vigilant and you feel like you have to do so much. And I'm trying to find a word for that. It's like I'm anxious. I'm very active in trying to overcome and get things done and this and that and those things. Um, I can't think of a better word for it, but I think you get it, right? It's just like I feel like I'm anxious is probably the closest word. I got so much that I feel I need to do and supposed to do and have to do that that's the energy. And it's like your body's feeling it, like upset stomach or ulcers or um other, you know, digestive things. I feel like is where the acid reflux, I just feel like it's all upset because it's like, I feel like I'm boiling from the inside, It's like, yeah, we want to do what we can to calm down, then all this goes into alignment. Mental, health, we've got the Chariot, yeah, power of choice, energy coming in here. There is movement, there is victory, so it's all about I can choose higher vibration or lower vibration. So I focus on lower vibration, that's where the stress comes in, but if I focus on gratitude and joy and laughter and play and unconditional love and peace, the more I choose higher, the more calmer both my emotions, my mind, and my body alignment there, right? Yeah, the Page of Good Cheer ups. So there's an energy here of choosing happiness, having happy. I know, right? Psych punch. No, you don't have to drink, but it's like it's metaphorically, right? But choose higher love. I'm going to choose higher emotions. You've got the King of Gifts, the King of Pentacles, which is a solid foundation. Um, so I do feel like a big piece of the mental health has to do with, the big thing the King of Pentacles learns is that when I look to the outside world for the definition of who I am, I feel unstable. And that's what makes us feel unstable mentally, emotionally, physically, right? Because when we're defining ourselves by relationships to people, lovers, friends, family, coworkers, whatever, they're constantly changing. People change, people walk away, people pass away. So the instability and people's moods change from moment to moment. We feel unstable. We're defining ourselves by our jobs, our education, our social status, whatever situational things, constantly changing, never stays the same. So then we feel unstable and things, our bodies, our bank accounts, our possessions. When we're defining ourselves by those things, that's when we feel unstable. So a big piece of the mental stability has to do with where am I defining myself? Because we're taught define yourself by all those things. But when we turn inward and upward and define ourselves by the eternal, unconditional love of the higher realms, we just get calm. And because that's stable, it's eternal, never ends, unconditional. Nothing I have to do to earn it, nothing I can do to lose it. I can just sit in it and know that it's forever. I can trust that. I can trust the creator and the universe and the spirit world. They don't go into fear and freak out. Humans, unstable, right? You also have the 6 of candles, the 6 of wands. So there's this victory, this wonderful balance of energetic flow, and the page of canes as well, the page of swords. So new information, new clarity that comes in. And as you gain more clarity, then you feel more calmer in all areas of your life. I feel very, very calm suddenly. Right. All right. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in too. And if you want to feel like an easier path, if you haven't checked out my podcast, The Easier Path, the playlist is in the description box of the video, and they give a lot of tools on how to help make our paths easier instead of harder too. So that's all free if you want to check it out. Your fortune cookie is Coral Communion. What a beautiful picture here. I love all those, the color of all the coral energy. Commune with the coral, absorbing its patient and collaborative energy for collective growth. I like that, this energy of realize no one's perfect in the human form. No one can live up to everyone's expectations. So, from a human perspective, no one can be perfect. But when we return to the perfection of who we are outside of that human conditioning and all the human roles, we realize we are a perfect mountain wandering around, discovering who I really am, not trying to become something else, not trying to become perfect because we already are. It's more discovering, removing that which is not us so that we can see who we truly are. So, hopefully that helps. That's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. Take another sip here. We'll continue on. All right. Let me just make sure here we are good. All right. I have my email up so I can see when I get PayPal and Cash App and Square and all those. And of course, with us being Black Friday around Thanksgiving, all these advertisements, I'm like, stop. Junk mail, junk mail. All right. So let's continue here. Up next, we have Michelle Smith. Hey, Michelle. Thank you for your donation via Zcash app. Here is your timestamp. And I saw your, there it is right here. Yeah, oh, that's right. Ancestors message. So I'm excited to see what message they bring in here for you. Give these a couple shuffles and one more. All right. So what do your ancestors want you to know? Can we first know, is there a specific ancestor or is it a group or what? All right. So we do have the Krampus with a devil card. Dun, dun, dun. Which has to do with, of course, Capricorn, Saturn energy, letting go of a lot of long held thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. that come in here. So I do feel like it's more of a joint kind of group that's coming forward here. I feel like there's 3 specifically that are coming through, but they're like representatives of all of your ancestors. It's funny, they're coming through. I'm the ghost of Christmas past. I'm the ghost of Christmas present. I am the ghost uh, of the future. So you actually have, it's interesting, one from way, way back an ancestor, a recent ancestor that's on the other side, and a future ancestor, which is the first time that's ever come through here for me. But because there is no time or space, the family tree is all complete already, but it's a future ancestor that's also coming through. Interesting. We always know it's gonna be different for you, right? So let's see here, and we are gonna pull one from each. So what the one from Christmas past, the message from them, Christmas present, and Christmas future. I feel like they want this one here, which means this is a future ancestor, in the family tree that's not born yet, that will, be approached later. What else from the past here? What else from the present? And then we already got that for the future. So they wanted to do that first. Okay. Let's see. What do we have on the bottom here? So you do have the Six of Canes, which is the Six of Swords. Again, with the Devil card coming out, that's a very mental energy. Again, it's letting go of long held thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that have been passed down from generation to generation. Well, the Six of Canes, the Six of Swords is the same thing. It's, in a way, it's letting go of old thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that don't serve anymore. Seeing things from a higher perspective takes things from choppy waters to calmer waters. So I do feel here that there is this, it's kind of like, and I know it's so overdone, breaking chains and cycles of ancestors, right? Blah, blah, blah. But this is about changing mindsets and realizing, that so much of what we do, we already, we do a lot of our own kind of Saturn return when we're like 29, 28 years old. Can start 3 to 5 years before that, but we do like a big shaking and rattling of thoughts and beliefs around 28 or 29. Anywhere from like what 23 to 33 is like the 10-year period that we do a lot of that. And then we don't do it again. It takes 28, 29 years for Saturn to come back again to where it was when we were born. That's what a Saturn return is. We're born, Saturn's here, then we go 29 years, boom, it's back, and then another 29 years, another 29 years. But the second time around, it's actually, we don't learn so much about in our face as we do watching other people go through things. And but I feel like all of this energy is about where we were headed. Spirit's like, okay, get back on track here. Like we went there, now this. We tend to have children in our, before we go through a big questioning things. So we end up passing things on to our children, um, and we just keep passing it on from generation to generation because we do our reflection after they're born and after they're done being teenagers, kind of, and at least when they're, once children, once humans, we hit like 13 or 14 years old, you'll notice that we stop listening to people. And all the people who have teenagers. Yes, but it's because they start watching, they learn from watching, not from being told, right? We learn emotionally in the first 7 years of our life. We learn mentally 7 to 14, that's when our brain's developing. But then 14 to 21, it's when our physical body is growing and we watch more and learn from that than we do what people are telling us, the old parental "do as I say, not as I do or did," you know. So there is that awareness here coming in. So it's not so much about breaking family curses, it's more about knowing that I can change my mindsets to question the mindsets that I grew up with. So Christmas, the ghost of Christmas past, we have the 8 of gifts, the 8 of pentacles. And this is transformative energy. And I do feel like the one that represents the ancestry is I'm going to help you transform. I'm going to take what you're learning and I'm going to take it back through time, even though time doesn't really exist. But I'm going to go back through and I'm going to help other people experience things differently by what you're gleaning and what you're learning. So, um, it doesn't just impact future generations, it impacts past generations. That's interesting, but it's true. Wow. I love channeling spirit. Underneath all that, you do have the Queen of Canes, which is the Queen of Swords, and the Knight of Gifts, the Knight of Pentacles. So we do have this a big piece of this quest of looking at where we determine our worth is what's been passed down from generation to generation. The Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Gifts is every knight has a quest. The Knight of Pentacles, a quest after the Ace of Pentacles. You'll see it in their hand. They're questing to try to find out, where do I define my worth? And the Queen of Canes, the Queen of Swords, she balances the head with the heart. So it's getting out of all that mindsets and connecting to our heart kind of energy. So a lot of um, thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, like it has to be like how we defined our worth through time. Don't know if there we defined our worth through education, but that can change here. It's like it's not about what you know, because you can be smart, but you cannot be wise. Street smart wisdom versus book smart, right? And I feel like there is this something to do with in the past, it was all about education. Like might have been generations of ancestors that I went to college and I have this mastery and da da da. And it's like, yeah, but look at the stuff you did. You might have been smart, but you weren't wise, talking about their past ancestors. So they're like, there's more to this as well. The Ghost of Christmas Present, you have the Two of Candles. Yeah, the Two of Wands coming in here. So they are talking about here, and this makes sense. We also had the King of Pentacles on the bottom, which again, that's an energy of worth because the King of Pentacles, one of the big things they learn is when you define yourself by the outside world, you feel unstable because we're taught relationships define you, situations and jobs define you, possessions, your money, your body, all these things define you. And that's all the lie, right? That's the clarity that comes in. So I do feel like there is this kind of repeating energy here, um, um, about worth, how you define and how the family ancestors had defined, their worth. The Two of Candles, though, the reason I said this seems normal, whenever, like, a recent ancestor or, like, someone that we've loved recently has passed, one of the biggest things they always communicate is, "You don't understand how your energy is handling your life." Like, we forget when we come down here that I'm creating my life. I'm driving the party bus. The creator is my co-pilot. They're not driving. They're just like, "Where do you wanna go? What do you wanna do?" They're leaving it up to us on what we wanna do with our life in, big ways, and all of our spiritual posse are all the puppies in the back seat or in the back of the bus, just excited to be along for the ride, if you ever see those, um all these videos on Instagram and different places where someone is they go and pick up dogs and they all take the dogs on a little bus. That's what I pictured the party bus to look like. But this is like really their message is whatever you focus your energy on is what does grow and expand. And that you're the one creating your life by what you're focusing on moment to moment. That you're not at the whim of the outside world. You're not like at the, up to the fates. There's very few fated things in our life that we wanted to absolutely happen. A lot of this energy of, this lifetime is about possibilities. And that's what we get to choose. If I focus on lower vibration, I draw in more of that. If I focus on higher vibration, I get more of that. So I love that. The ghost of Christmas future, you got the six of good cheer. Yep, the six of cups, past life or other life. And I like this that there's all these lifetimes. We've got all these multiple lifetimes. And I feel like we normally don't have all our lifetimes in one family tree. I wouldn't say never, because sometimes there's someone devoted to a family tree that comes back over and over and over and over and over and over and over again in that family line. But most of us want to experience a wide variety of ancestry, feeling all of the stuff that's passed down through blood and genes and DNA and life experiences. But the six of good cheer, the six of cups tells us it's one of my cards that represents other life. I call it past life, but we can experience other life, which in this case, they're saying, yeah, we can know um, we have another expression. So in this, what they're saying is you in your family tree, you were an ancestor from way, way back in the beginning. You also have been a recent ancestor within the last like 7 generations. And then you will be coming back again within the next 7 generations, again into this family line. And it's really interesting to just sit in that and go, well, let's let this brain try to absorb that. But I feel like that's important for them to know because this ancestor of the future is you, a future self coming in. Um, and what do you have to say to yourself? You have the page of candles. So again, the page of wands, which is new energy. Um, and I feel like they're giving you a little glimpse going, the energy of the future, like our ability, the connection and who we are is so different and so amazing. Um, that, we don't need to fear bringing more humans into the world because the world is transforming and we will be energetic beings in such a big way in the future. And I feel like that's just a comfort to know that even though in the current iteration of humanity, we feel like, what the hell's going on? It's like it's the it's things being separated. It's the the vibrations going higher. The things that can't go are falling. And so things that are falling go into lower vibration even more. So lower vibrational experiences and people that are committed to experiencing low vibrational things in this life will drop into lower vibration to stay because they're like, I'm not going with you guys. And you're like, that's all right, you don't have to. um, think I might have disconnected for a moment. I'm just checking here. Can you guys see me okay? My other one started to spin over here. Let me just double check. Hold on a second. Committed to experiencing low vibrational things in this life will drop into lower vibration to stay. Hear and listen to myself. They're like, I'm not going with you guys. You're like, that's all right. You don't have to. Okay. So that's good. It's all okay here. Okay, good. Yeah, it looked like it, I had just finished when it started doing unstable connection, so I think we're looking good now. So but we didn't, at least I didn't, let's do your fortune cookie here, Michelle. All right. And you've got the balancing act. So card 19, and it's an interesting energy too, with the balancing out of the thoughts and beliefs of the family tree in a way too. But let's see what the thing is here. And thank you, Moonlight, for responding. Of course, this is all about balance and honor your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual needs. Weed out whatever no longer serves your highest good. Enjoy your life and live it in the now. Strive for the balance in all that you do. Just take a deep breath, release it, and sense the calm enfolding you. This is the peace of balance. The scales are always tipping one way or the other. The trick is to not let the scales tip too far in any direction. Without the constant shifting of perspectives, life would be stagnant and offer no growth or lesson. Yeah, so that energy of we believed what we did for as long as we did, now we're ready for a different change, but we also will change that in the future too. If things feel very out of balance in your life, consider your thought patterns. Here we go, those thought patterns showing up again. Where do they lead you? Replace any thoughts that are not for your highest good with thoughts that are positive and productive. Remember to focus on the things that you want in your life, not your perceived troubles. There's that focusing on, like, whatever I choose to focus on energy, right? Act as if your good has already manifested. It has manifested on a higher plane, is now is now working its way to you in your material world. You go, Madonna. Remember, that balance is constantly in a state of pursuit. It must remain in a state of movement. And if the movement stops, then it's no longer is a balancing act, but a state of suspension and lack of action. Interesting. The chant that comes with help me to know what is for me and to know what is not for my highest good. Help me to know the difference. My life is in order. So be it. And it says, learn to juggle today. Maybe literally juggle some tennis balls or something. Don't start off with like um, electric saws or blades or anything or flaming things. Just start off with little Nerf balls or something. All right. So that's what they have for you, Michelle. Thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right. All right. So, Moonlight, you are up. Let us grab your timestamp here. Again, thank you so much for replying and letting me know that we're live and connected. We had some internet um, fluctuations this morning, and someone's gonna. I think they have a tech coming tomorrow between 10 a.m. and noon. I usually go live at 11 a.m., so I might be coming on late tomorrow, depending on when they arrive and what they're doing. Because if they cut out the internet while they're working on it, that's not going to be good. So we'll flow with tomorrow, but that's why I'm really paying attention today more so because we haven't had a lot of internet trouble lately. So uh, there you go. You have an update. You have wait for it sticker. There you go. So thank you for your donation. And then I got your free reading on the list as well. And we had Blaze come in. Hey, Blaze, good to see you. And I'm sorry, Moonlight of some kind because you've got one card, then two cards, then three cards. All right. I think I'm back. I think I am back. And then you fell out. I'm back. All right. I know, Moonlight, you're like, I need to keep an eye on it out of the corner of my eye. 'Cause it did do a little boop. Um, a little under the weather. My stomach's a little upset, but I think it's because all the food and stuff. I got my chamomile tea here. I should drink that instead of the coffee, right? So if you're picking up on something, yeah, I'm, it was like 12 degrees, like in the teens here Fahrenheit. So I'm a little, you know, but, so thank you for noticing, sending. I'll accept it all. All right. So I'm back, for you there, Moonlight. So in case it didn't pop in here, so the card on the bottom of the deck is the 3 of wands. Which is a change with new information, you are making some changes here by the end of the week, and, sorry, I just saw it. Am I live? Okay, I think I am live. So sorry. Maybe that was JoJo's energy. Taking out the internet. Alright, I think we're okay. 'Cause I see myself. But you do have 1 and 2 and 3 cards which does show progression next week. So by the end of the week, I feel like with new information, you do make some changes. We'll see what those are here with your 3 of wands on the bottom there. So your first card is the 4 of canes, the 4 of swords, which is peace of mind. So I feel like it starts off here with an energy of like clearing our mind of expectations of supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's and have to be's, right? When we let go of expectations and our fears and those things, then that's where we get a place of calmness where we can get clarity around things as well. When we're caught up in the mental activity and our minds like, of course, we're going to um, have when we go into that fear mode, we have confusion instead of clarity. So I feel like it starts off the week of just let me balance everything. Let me, well, my car wasn't supposed to break down, my new old car, but it's like, well, if I believe that, then I'm getting this energy that is not a higher vibration. It's a low vibration of anger or disappointment or whatever, when we go, all right, so this broke down for a reason. It didn't happen to me, it's happening for me. So I feel like all news is news. All news can be good, or we can have all news is bad, or we can have sometimes news is good, sometimes news is bad. There's no wrong way to approach it all, but if we choose to believe that some news is bad news, we get to experience bad news. If we agree everything is good news, then I get to experience a life of full of good news. Yeah, it saved you from being social, right? You're like, I don't have to, oh, sorry, my car broke down. We'll come get you. No, it's okay. That's too much trouble. Bye. But it could also have saved your life or saved someone else's life, right? What if you would have kept going and someone would have run a light and ran right into you and killed you or they died or something, you know? It's like we don't know. We can trust though that everything is happening for us, right? You're so funny. Then the 2 cards together that came out, you got the moon, there you go. Do you ever have a reading without the moon card coming in? Lately, it seems it all there. But you also have the 5 of gifts, the 5 of pentacles. So, I do feel like there's some revelation that comes in here, and there could be something below the surface that, has to do with those fear of not having enough, not being enough. fear, being left behind, abandoned, but there's a lack energy that's bubbling below the surface with the moon card that, rises to the surface, right? Because the moon card can be a revealer of things and a big reflective energy, that comes in, as well. So, I feel like that's, an important, awareness for this week. That's part of the good news is like, yeah, where is this below the surface somewhere that felt I didn't deserve something, but the situation is bringing that up, I feel. It's like when this doesn't work out, it's like, "Oh, what's wrong? Why am I deserving this?" Instead of looking at it as like, "What is the gift in this for me?" And I like that. The 5 of gifts. So the feelings of being abandoned, the feelings of having something being done to us instead of for us, here. Yeah. Well, I feel like it's there for you to, to sit with and bring up and go, "What was I feeling? And when it broke down, what were my feelings? Oh God, someone took advantage of me, or da da da." All the things that came rushing in, the things that are looping, anything that feels lower vibration. That's the stuff that's coming up for you, right? And I feel like the release of that is important. 'Cause then you go to the 5 of candles, which is the movement of energy, the number of change from conflicting energy to "Okay, this happened for me," that this person that sold me the vehicle wasn't trying to hurt me, they were actually a messenger of spirit to help me, and so, instead of being the, "Ooh, it's like, "Oh, thank you." I'm gonna actually try to sit in this energy of gratitude around them. Because then that could flow, especially I don't know if you let them know, um, but our energy, if we go, "What did you do? You sold me a lemon, blah, 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 blah." That's just gonna create conflict and resistance. If I switch the energy and go, "Hey, I wanna let you know what happened and just see what we can do to resolve this," like they say, you get more bees with honey, um, and more flies with crap, right? So it's like, I want a sweeter side, Underneath the surface of this, you do have the 3 of gifts, 3 of pentacles, which is creation, and the king of canes, which is the king of swords. So there is this energy here of creative mind coming in here by the end of the week, and I feel like that's where we end up going a different route than we would have, um, in our reaction. We choose to respond when we reach out, and I feel like that helps with the resolution, and with new information and kind of brainstorming, then we're able to go, like, in a different energy, right? Yeah, yeah. So, but there is a if this isn't a different direction physically with a new vehicle or doing something else, this is going about things differently internally for sure. So, I feel like that's what a good the good news is that everything that happens is for us, but it's that when we give our power away to the outside world, and base our happiness or the definition of news on outside opinion, that's when we get a lot of bad news because the world is full of opinions that things are bad because everyone has all their expectations and going, "Oh god, this doesn't match my what I expect, so it's bad." That's how we go. We go to bad news instead of going, "Okay, that's interesting. This isn't unfolding the way I anticipated, but what's unfolding now?" With curiosity instead of judgment, right? So I feel like that's the big thing they want you to know about. Your life is full of 100% good news. Just sometimes we don't see it as humans, but it's about changing our sight and going, wow, I can see clearly now, right? Yep. And then you have something wild coming in here with antlers in your hair. Oh, you only listen to your cats? That's funny. Card number 11, which is the keyword is change. So there's definitely change in the air this coming week. Says, do you sense something new in the air? The winds of change are upon you, and it is of the utmost importance that you pay attention. Pay attention. That's what I always see it because it was like I think maybe it was a movie or one of my teachers that used to do that to us. They're like, "Pay attention," we'd be like, "What?" So it's important that you pay attention. This is a time for receiving and for manifesting. Allow spirit to reveal its messages of the mystery of being. Look at the unusual within the unusual. Oh, no, look at the unusual within the usual. So see things differently, right? See deeper into all that is around you. Look under the rock, spinning again, at least over here. All right, I think I'm back. Have you been hearing this all along? Have you been paying attention? Because I wasn't paying attention. I'll read it from the beginning just in case. I don't want you to miss anything. So here was your fortune cookie was something wild, and I'm so sorry. Thank you guys for your patience, with this internet. It just happened out of the blue, probably because it was freezing outside. Something is afoot, maybe a line snap somewhere, and everything's being routed somewhere. But we'll get it squared away. So thank you for your patience with all this today. So it's Corey, the key word was change. It says, "Do you sense something new in the air? The winds of change are upon you, and it is of the utmost importance that you pay attention. This is a time for receiving and for manifesting. Allow spirit to reveal its messages of the mystery of being. Look at the unusual within the usual. See deeper into all that is around you. Look under the rock. Is a fairy staring back at you? Work with the elements and the elementals. Listen to the song the stream sings to you and to the lullaby of the tree branches swaying overhead. The world is alive with knowledge. Let it awaken your senses for clearer perception of all things. This is a time to delve deeper into the esoteric. It is as if a portal has opened for you to step through into the mysteries of transformation. It's all there for you to grasp if you choose. The information you need comes to you at the perfect time. Someone may offer you a book to read. You may stumble upon a source that you had never expected. You might meet a person who brings to you the messages you've been waiting for. Be alert right now to the changes the universe is sending your way. This is a time of great potential growth for you. Use it wisely and to its fullest extent. The winds are gathering in all directions. What will they blow onto your path? Be ready and willing. And then there's a little, no, it's not a little chant. It's a chant here, and it's the all the four winds. Winds of the east, bring to me the message of changing life. Winds of the south, bring to me the opportunities of new choice. Winds of the west, bring to me the knowledge needed to make enlightened decisions. Winds of the north, keep me on my divine path. Energies from above, instill in me honor. Energies from below, ground me to my purpose. Angels and elementals, I thank you for your help. So be it. And it says, do something wild today. Because it's something wild. So that's what they have for you, my dear. Not too bad. So that is what they have. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation. All right. Hey, good morning, Lynn. Good to see you. All right. So, right. I think so. We have Johanna. You are up next. Ooh, 139.39. Look at that. Boom. So let's give your donation a love and a like. Thank you for that. And congratulations once again. Uh, I did get your email. I replied to your email just in case. So I'll probably get to your reading on Monday, unless the internet goes out, and then I can record separate, and then I'll upload it when the internet's back up. Okay, good. So uh, if I have time available because I can't get online, then I will complete it. I can come to your yeah, I can come to your dreams then. Too funny. All right. So let us take a look here. So your question is, why do you find serial killers like Dahmer so interesting? It's like I can feel why they're doing these things, or do I just have a special connection to Dahmer? Oh my gosh. uh, that is funny. It was funny because we have Costco is a big store here in United States, and they have these rotisserie chickens for 4.99, and so we'll go get I usually get 2 or 3 because they're cooked and it's actually cheaper. It's already cooked and it's cheaper than buying chicken breast, which is funny. But then I'll, you know, debone the rotisserie um and so we had this little interaction going on with my host because whoops, hold on. Okay, it's still going. My computer's still going like that. But she'll get one and she'll do that and I'll get a few and do them and she's like, "I'm all done," because we'll put it all in the same trash bag, take it out so we don't have carcass rotting in our trash can. Um and so I was like, almost I go, I'm being a serial killer right now, um, you know, deboning the chicken, so I'll be up, I'll grab it when I'm done. And she said, "Oh, please let it be Dahmer," because she also likes watching documentaries on serial killers, and she watches scary movies to go to sleep at night, and I feel like it has to do with her, um, just how she grew up. She loves scary movies and all that. But I told her, I go, "Well, wouldn't it have to be roosters that I'm deboning if it was gonna be Dahmer?" So I had to say that because of you saying Dahmer. But let's take a look here and find out what is the interest here. I know that's probably not funny to some people, but I have a very wide sense of humor. Very, very dark, obviously, to very, very dad joke, you know, as well. So apologies if that's offensive to anyone. All right, let's take a look here. Especially Dahmer, right? Yeah, like Dahmer. We'll find in general here. And then specifically, is there something, a connection here? I do have a lock on the basement door, just so you know. Nothing to be afraid of. All right, let's take a quick sip. You do have the bottom of the deck of all things. You have the Knight of Gifts, the Knight of Pentacles. Is that Dahmer below the Christmas tree? I'm just kidding. But it's interesting because that is about normally the Knight of Pentacles is on a quest about self-worth, but it's interesting because it's like you have this inner quest of understanding humanity. It's and I normally don't get that with this, but it does feel like that. It's almost like opening a present underneath the Christmas tree. It's like I love unraveling to understand people is like I kind of feel your energy. It's like a wrapped present. You're like, underneath the wrapper? What's beneath there? What's going on? This interesting energy that's coming in here with that. It's just like, yeah, everybody is an interesting story that it's like a book without a title, a book without anything. I just want to know what's inside. Let's see what this is about. Is it going to be an interesting story or a horror story or a comedy or what, right? Interesting. So let's see here. What is the interest? Yeah, even the hangman. Understanding transformation, understand seeing things from a higher perspective. It almost reminds me of Silence of the Lambs, the one where he hung someone upside down from a prison cage. I don't know if it was the first one or a second one, but but that reminds me of that. Whoa. Hanging upside down, seeing things differently. You also have the 6 of gifts and the Queen of candles. Wow. So 6 of pentacles along with the Queen of candles. It's because the 6 of pentacles, is an energy of balance. There's a little bit of, it's our how we determine our self-worth, the scales, kind of energy. And the Queen of Wands, I almost feel well, I have to tell you what your spirit guides were joking because 'cause they're like, with how you grew up where, this overgiver and when you felt you had to give so much to deserve so little, this Queen of Wands is an energy of sociopath. You can relate to their pain, even though you choose not to be a serial killer yet. I feel like you can relate to their pain and to their, um yeah. You're like, "Oh my gosh, don't" we're like, "We do you guys remember when we used to talk to Johanna?" But, it's like, she's in the history books now. No, but I feel like you can relate to the pain even though with serial killers and, people that choose it's because either they had such extremity, or they had something chemical or something that clicked differently inside on how they chose to react to it. There was something that turned off or head injury or different things where it was different. And so I feel like that's part of it too, is that you can relate to it, you know. But not that you want to murder people, and do extremes, but you're just like, wow. in a way, it's kinda like a, everyone be happy. I could have been a serial killer, and, you're like, "I don't." Um and it's funny 'cause I I used to tell a lot of people, because like, in jobs and work and different things, I could be like the reason I was such a good manager was I understood how you could cheat, and I would tell other peers and my boss and stuff, and I go, "When I pull this report, you can look here and you can see this is how you could get away with it, but this is how we can find it if they try." And they're like, "How do you know, like, all this stuff?" And I go, "Because if I didn't have such a big heart, I would have been a criminal mastermind or a serial killer. But because I have such a huge heart, I don't. So be glad." So that's funny. Alright. Do you have a special connection with Dahmer, itself here? Oh my gosh. You've got I mean, I don't know if you can, try to see. He's got a really evil look on his face. It's like, "Look, I cut off their head. I cut off the snowman's head." This is one of the most serial killer cards in here. But we have the King of Pentacles, which has to do with that worth energy again. I know it's kinda creepy. And underneath the surface, you have the Three of Pentacles, being true to one's authentic self. So, I don't think I don't feel like you have a special connection with Dahmer. I just feel it's such a unique, creative way that they did things that it's like, "Oh, okay. That's interesting. It's different." And you like different. You like, you know, just a boring murder? Right. Yeah, he was being true to himself with his conflict that he was having, with the 5 of swords is the mental conflict, that comes in there, right? So, we do have that, that's there. What else do they have here? Yeah, you have the 9 of pentacles, being alone. Oh, no. And the 4 of gifts. Here's the 4 of pentacles. This is that energy that the King of Pentacles again, self-worth, being alone and defining self-worth. So it's all coming back to that. And then the mistletoe, the power of emotional choice, that's coming in here too. And I feel like this is kind of confirming what I was mentioning about we can relate to the people that do extreme things because every child experiences pain and sadness and emotional distraughtness and trauma of some sort. It's just a matter of when and what it was, right? But the 9 of gifts has to do with being left alone. And it is about being alone with spirit and that independence energy. Um, and I feel like this is like what they're saying is the reason why you didn't choose to act upon the emotions in the way that serial killers did it because you were in this balanced energy. Um, and you had emotional choices that you made differently, whereas they chose lower and lower and lower. You choose lower, but you also choose higher. You balanced it, right? Um, and because they were imbalanced. But I do feel like there was mental conflict. So there was more than just there was something to do with them physically as well there. But I don't feel like there's a specific one. I just feel like because they were so unique, that's had it right. Yeah, I mean, if we, yeah, if we were in their shoes with their bodies and their mental chemicals and mental head injuries and experience being in their mother's womb when they were there by the grace of God go all of us, um, but we made different choices that brought in different aspects of life. But yeah, you're probably joking, but I'm like, yeah, but it's interesting to know that we could all have ended up that way. So let's see what your fortune cookie brings in. This is interesting. Be afraid. Be very afraid. There's like this meme that says, "Do you ever wonder if people are aware and grateful for how close they came to death today by interacting with me and didn't and I that I spared their life?" That's funny. Yep, you got dandelions. Card number 40. Like, why is there a shovel? What's buried here? Oh, it's a mole. Moly, moly, moly. I'm like, wow. It's interesting that this is you're right. I know, right? Touch of love. You're like, whoa. Everything happens on purpose, touch of love. You're like, oh wow. I'm gonna start telling everyone how lucky you guys are that I didn't kill you in your sleep last night. What? Good night. But the key word for this one is perspective. So what a interesting energy for this, right? It says the fairies plant their seeds with great care. They choose the very best ones, then water and nurture them tenderly. The plants grow and the crops come in, and with them they bring more perfect seeds for the next planting. Realize, so I saw something out the corner of my eye. It was the flame back there. It moved. I'm like, is there someone behind me? Dahmer's visiting. Hey, I think he's dead, right? All right. So anyway, realize that you project what you think onto yourself, others, and situations. Your thoughts and words are the seeds that you plant. And when we make limiting statements, we're actually sending out energy that can affect other people. These are not mere words and thoughts, they have substance and power. Thoughts create reality. Assessing a person or situation in a negative light actually creates that reality. Think what you could create by thinking in a positive light. See, there it is, that choosing positive over negative, it changes it, right? Holy volleyball. Yeah, you're like, it's probably, hi, what's going on? There is always another way to view reality. What you see as reality may not be what another person sees. People and situations are always deeper than they appear on the surface. Here's that energy. You like diving in to understand things, right? And people. Work on seeing the good in all things. Remember that how you perceive something is a reflection of your own emotions. Therefore, revealing more about you than about the person or situation upon which you're focused. I'm telling you. I'm glad you're on the other side of the ocean. I'm just kidding. The situations that come into your life are often those which you expect to happen. Be open to possibilities. The seeds you plant come back to you. So watch that you plant quality seeds. See all the different sides of a situation and work on seeing another person's point of view. What a growing experience this can be for you. I love I love you too. Thank you guys for having such a great sense of humor, and, we're all here. We're all very strange, aren't we? I love it. I'm an Aquarius sun, so, you know, but the chant says, "One side dark and one side light. Which one might I choose tonight? I cast about some fairy dust and call upon those whom I trust. Ancient ones who are protective, show me how to use perspective. So be it. And it says plant some seeds today. Right? You can use it with your characters. Uh, being an actor, actress, right? So I love that. What a great perspective sides of who you are, right? Isn't that crazy how your fortune cookie was just like right on the button with the things we talked about? Yeah, not a murderess, but it's that, wonderful, you know, understanding. And I think you were when I had my praying mantises and that, I read when I channeled Hitler's higher self, and the actor behind the character, that's one character they played in a movie, like in this lifetime too, right? We've got this, energy of, um, you know, um, we know we have human actors who've played villains and heroes and this and that. Well, the one that comes to mind is the one that played in Eat, Pray, Love. I didn't see that first. I saw when he played this really creepy villain in James Bond, and I couldn't unsee it because he played such a good creepy, um, just evil, villain in James Bond that when, Julia Roberts, bumped into him on the bike and he got up, I'm like, "No, run! He's evil." Yeah, Javier. Uh, so I've seen him in other things which has balanced it out, but understanding that, the higher self has played different parts, and we've played villains in past lifetimes. We've murdered people in other lifetimes. We've killed people. And we're like, "Oh," and I'm like, "No, we've been lower vibration in lifetimes because we wanted to experience it, and higher vibration and everything in between." But understanding that and that perspective really helps, and when I channeled the higher self of Hitler, it was very interesting. Maybe someday I'll read that. Maybe it'll pop up in one of my podcasts. But it was really, really interesting, so I like that. All right. So, that's what they have for you, Jojo. Thank you guys again. Touch of love. Oh, I'm glad you're making you smile. Oh, yeah. Crazy, crazy, here we are. But we're able to just embrace our craziness. That's what's great. All right, so many blessings to you. Channeling, yeah. Look out. Hey, I might, their higher self and, do that. Not like, um, you know, actually channel and do their their stuff, but, it's interesting. Just always interesting. So thank you for always your interesting questions. I love learning through all that too. Right? Absolutely. Well, we'll see what unfolds. We'll see if it happens. All right. So thank you so much again for your donation. You never know. And then your ancestors were mentioned as well. Um, Ancestors show me how to use perspective, and you wanted a message from your ancestors. So we'll see what comes through when we channel your ancestors too. All right. So many blessings to you. All right. Sudeshna, thank you for your additional donation here. Here's all of your timestamps today. Let's give that a love and a like. Whoops. I'll try that again. Love and a like there. And yeah, insights about your marriage. Oh, yeah, because we mentioned that you're going to have a marriage there. Let's take a quick sip here. And let's see what we can have here. So let's see here. Based on your energy, see, is it a fated marriage, meaning it doesn't matter uh, what path you take, will you end up with that same person? We'll take a look here. You've got the Knight of Candles. No. So, Knight of Candles, Knight of Wands, which that's the on the quest of energy and power, which is about possibilities. So, what we'll do is we're going to zero in on your based on your current energy, where you're headed, the marriage. You do have marriage that happens in your life. Um, and I feel like this much of your life, you end up with a marriage. This part, this tiny part way over here, would be that you choose not to get married, but you do have possibilities of marriage and all these other paths that are like the possibility of you going whoop way over here and going off in this direction. They're like, it's unlikely because it's like 99% that you will have marriage. The other 1% would be you choosing, I'm going to run off and join a circus in Cambodia and I'm going to, whatever. And and you end up getting eaten by a giant bear, or something. It's very, very small. So we're going to look at based on the path you're going on, what does this marriage look like where you're headed? I'm getting giddy and goofy. All right, let's take a look here. All right, I like it. Let's see what else we have. Oh, thought there was one. All right, there we go. And we got here. We've got these here. And those there. All right, let's see what we got. Let's see, we'll put it over here. Yeah. The bottom of the deck, you have like the 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands, again, all of this. Oh, I'm sorry, 10 of Canes is not the 10 of Wands. It's the 10 of Swords, which is all about letting go of expectation. Just like, ugh, by the time you get to marriage, I feel like you're like, I'm done trying to get someone to fit into a box. I'm ready for what comes in. And the first card that came out is the Star card, which is a dream come true, wishing upon a star. And it's Aquarius energy came through very strong, which Aquarian energy is all about the rebel going against the rules, not like the old ways don't work anymore. We need new ways for where we're headed. So this very much is someone who doesn't want to be told who to be and fit into these structures, these old ways. You're based on where you're headed with your energy, you end up with someone with that great Aquarius emphasis upon them, that kind of rebelliousness of, I don't want to be that and do all that and have to do all that. I want we want freedom. We want to be able to be who we want to be together, not what everyone's telling us. So there very much is that there. What else do we have? Yep, we got the 8 of Canes, the 8 of Swords, which the 8 of Swords is about someone who is let go and flowed away from a lot of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that made him feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted and small and powerless and restriction and all that. So they've definitely moved beyond those rules and they are their own person, and I feel like that's one of the things that attracts you to them is their sense of confidence in who they are and that they don't try to please everyone else. They're not jerks, they just know everyone can have their opinions, but that doesn't mean that's what I have to do. Um, so I like that. Yep, and the 2 of Good Cheer, 2 of Cups, so it is a very compatible relationship with the 2 of Cups. Um just to confirm that it is a relationship, and a lot of this is specifically they've released a lot of their mindsets and everything around relationship, as well. So They definitely have let a lot of that go. And these 2 cards came out together. You got the 7 of gifts and the 2 of canes. So timing, I know, right? You're like, "All right, 7 of pentacles, slow, like, last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit." But you have the 2 of wands here too, which we talk about, choice and where we invest our energy all the time, right? The more I raise my love vibration, the faster things come in. The more I'm focused on lower vibration, that's like anchors, it slows us down. Think of a boat going across the lake with an anchor underneath, a huge anchor from a giant ship on a little canoe, and you're trying to go across the waters. You're like, "Oh, gosh, takes so long to get across here because it's dragging on the bottom." It's what's going on there. Below the surface, you do have the 2 of candles too. Which is 2 of wands. I keep on mixing them up. 2 of canes is 2 of swords, but you do have the 2 of wands underneath it. I just must have knew it was there. But you got the 2 of canes is also the power of story. So, power of choice of story, power of choice of where you're investing your energy. But there is this clarity of mind with the 2 of canes, because the 2 of canes, the 2 of swords can be the battle between the head and the heart. The head telling you supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be, and the heart going, "I want this," not looks good on paper. It's what would please everyone else, but my heart isn't in it. My heart wants to go this direction. My heart wants the Christmas tree, right? It wants the brightness and all of that, so I like that. And then where's this leading you to? What kind of marriage here? Yeah, you got the temperance, again, balance takes time to unfold, but you know, there is this it's worth the wait because it turns to gold. So it's, allowing it to take its time, trusting the journey, trusting the process. Yeah, and the chariot, the power of choice again coming in here. So with the temperance and that it's like the 2 of wands and the 7 of pentacles again, but in major arcana, that they're like, it's significant. The power of choice, what you choices you make every moment is taking us there. And that reminds me of, the book, Let Them Theory. She mentions in there, it's like when you realize, especially after a breakup, I think is where they put it, the more energy that we focus in looking backward, the less steps we're taking to move forward to when we meet the love of our life and where we're headed. And so the more I look backwards, I'm the one that's slowing things down. So when I choose to go, no, I'm going to look forward and let go, then that's what brings us forward. Wow, you've got the temperance with balance, you've got the chariot card, power of choice, and then another major arcana, which is the Holly King, which is the Emperor energy. And this is that I get to decide what it is that I want. Get out of my head all the expectations, what everyone else wants for my life. I get to decide what it is I want to experience, and I decide from my heart, not from my head. And then I choose a plan, and then I put my energy behind that on where I want to go. Not what I need, not what I want, but it's making a plan and putting energy to go in the direction I want to go. So interesting. I like it. I feel like that's what they want you to know right now regarding your marriage. And let's get your other little fortune cookie here. I like it. But with that dream come true energy, it just feels like once we change all that energy and things like they mention, it's like a dream come true kind of marriage. It's free. You're able to be yourself and not worry about breaking rules, because they are, so open to experiencing life together. Right. And then we'll pull from the elemental energies here. All right. This is the one. What else about marriage? We've got the frosty stillness. I know. Winter energy, which is Aquarius energy, by the way, because I'm an Aquarius, and we're winter babies from December 20th through March 20th. Haha. Experience the stillness of frost, finding peace and clarity in the tranquil, icy silence. So during this period where it feels like your love life has gone cold, right? It's like I get to question this thinking and the air energy, releasing of things. So I love that. All right. That would sound like an evil laugh. All right. So that's what they have for you, Sudeshna. Thank you again for your multiple donations. I really appreciate that. All right. Let me just take a look here, make sure I got all of the free readings. I think that's the last of my donations. So we'll jump into free readings here. Unless the donation suddenly pops up, but let me just make sure here real quick. All right. Don't see any others. I think Blaze was the last one. I said hello to Lynn, but I don't see a reading request from Lynn if you're still here. I don't see. I'll just look for a giant L, but I don't think there's any others. Nope, that is it. All right. So, let's say I've only got like 7 free readings, so we should be able to just get through all these. All right, so let us jump in here. So up first, we do have Ashish Balkaran. Hello, hello. Let's grab your timestamp here. There we go. And will you meet your future wife soon and settle down? Let's look at a when card. We'll get a little forecast here. We'll use this learning tarot and just let's take a look here and see. Based on current energies, when will you meet your future wife and settle down? Okay, here we go. You've got the 9 of Cups, dream come true energy. Well, you've got May 10th to October 28th is the energy that's on the card here. And it is about happiness, contentment with fulfillment regarding love. It is Jupiter and Pisces energy. So, but yeah, May 10th to October 28th of next year is what we're looking at as far as when you meet them. So it could be any time there. Now, when we get rain, everything is ranges usually. And so it's just something to keep in mind with all that time of the future it fluctuates. Every decision we make every moment alters our course. Um, one moment I'm headed off this direction, just a little bit of a change puts me in a completely different spot later in life. And so things are drawn to me faster or slower, depending on my moment by moment energies. The more I focus and raise my love vibration, letting go of thoughts and beliefs that don't serve me anymore, that are of lower vibration, anything related to fear or must or have to or need or lack, all that lower vibration. Because, if it feels heavy, we know it's lower. If it feels light, then it's of higher vibration normally, right? But higher vibration speeds things up and brings things in sooner. So it's like, okay, that's a good check-in going, okay, it's that time frame. But maybe there are some thoughts and beliefs I can release, some emotions I can release, some energy I can release, some things in my physical world that I can release. And then that can come in sooner. But right now, we're looking at that time period. All right. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Tacho Love. Thank you for all your comments today. Here is your timestamp. And can Spirit tell you how you're doing with your situation? They sure can. The answer is yes. I'm sorry, just kidding. I know. All right, so let's see here. How are you doing with your situation here? So we've got the Four of Canes and the Strength card. So Four of Swords is the Four of Canes, and the Strength card, of course, this is like your human and your higher self developing this relationship here. So you're finding this inner strength. You're finding um, this deep connection with your true inner strength, but it's related to the Four of Swords because the Four of Swords is like letting go of expectations. It's peace of mind and resting energy, which is so perfect for like, yeah, I know I'm resting, but it's resting the mind is the important thing. It's letting go of expectations of supposed to be. Like, what do you feel is supposed to be happening in your situation or anything? Um, because when we have a supposed to, we're feeling disappointment. That's where our anxiety comes in. When I have a supposed to, a should, this should be happening. They should be doing this. They should be doing that. Da da da. Been talking about the let them. I haven't talked about it in a couple hours, but the let them theory by Mel Robbins, an amazing, amazing, transformative book. It's 50% off right now on hayhouse.com. But it's an amazing transformative book because it allows us to let people do and release all of this trying to control everything outside of our control and coming back to me, let them is going, people are going to be, people will only change when they want to change. People are going to do what they want to do. I have little I can do around that. Um, but what I can do is change my reaction and response to what's going on so I can let me make the choices I want to make in relation to what's happening. But when we let go of that control and all those expectations as much as we can, that's where we come to a place of peace in our life. We can let everyone flow and do what they want, and because the more we push people, the more they resist, and the more we pull people, the more they pull back. But when we just let them be, then we let them be, and we draw to us that what matches our energy instead of, having that desire. But it's a great book, and I feel like that's an update here that you are resting, but you can also look at resting in your mind and focusing and there is this celebration of the connection you're making with your higher self in the space that you have available for you in your life right now, but you're finding the courage and the inner strength to face and let go of thoughts and beliefs and people and situations and things that no longer serve you. When you're like, you know what, I'm okay. I am in control of the story, of what everything means for me, and everyone else is in charge of the story for their life, and there's freedom that comes in that. So hopefully that makes sense and resonates. That's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. All right. Livier Vagara, you are up. You got 22222. I had that happen yesterday. And I go, what are the odds of that? Well, evidently pretty high. At least 2 days in a row. Hardly ever happens. So you want to know the energies for the coming week. Choices, choices, choices with all these twos. It's the power of choice, right? Let's see what we got here. This card came out. Didn't even see it. Page of Gifts, Page of Pentacles. New opportunities are available coming in here. And the Three of Wands. A change of direction is what brings you new opportunities here. So you do have this, with the candles, the wands energy. Sorry, I'm falling off my chair. You might have to make an adjustment so you don't fall off your chair. But there is this with new information, with new awareness. I choose to go a different way than I normally would. And because of that, I end up having an opportunity that comes up. So it is a little bit of encouraging to go, don't choose the candle you always would. Like maybe you always chose either this or this. Choose the third option, you know, go, "Well, I'm gonna do this or this. Well, I could always do that, but, this is the main thing, but I could do this." And I feel like it's choosing to go this different route, approach things differently, pursue a different area, whatever it is that you're looking for a change in your life, and a new opportunity, approach it differently, go a different route is the big energy that's coming in here. Because you do have this great possibility. If you choose door number 3, it's going to be a victory. It's going to bring in this feeling of abundance and new opportunities. Right? So that's what they have for you, Olivier. Door number 3. All right. So many blessings. And we have content up next. Let's grab your timestamp here. There we go. And does D want you to be his girlfriend? All right, let's take a look here. Based on current energy, do they want to commit and you to be that committee? What we got here? We've got the Mari Wid, which is the High Priestess, number 2. High Priestess, I don't see the other card yet. I just, with the High Priestess, they go away by themselves up into a High Priestess temple to spend time with themselves. So it feels here more that um, they are looking more to be alone right now, not to be committed. But the Empress card here, they do. It's like almost they want the best of both worlds. They want the sensuality. They want the divine feminine nurturing creation energy. But right now they don't want to commit to, a title. They are enjoying and feel safe just being themselves without putting a title, which comes for them comes with a lot of expectations. If you want to be my boyfriend, then da da da, and this means this and that and this and that and that and that. And they're like, ugh, I just would rather it just be without having a need of intention and supposed to be some rules. I just want to be able to go on an adventure and see what unfolds. I don't want an itinerary for it. So I feel like that's kind of the energy where they're coming from. It's not that they don't appreciate you. They just don't want the restrictiveness of it. Doesn't mean they want to sleep all over the place with all these other people and do things, but it's they don't want to feel the constriction because it just sucks the life out of a relationship. So that's what they have for you. Content. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Ankita Moore. Hello, hello. So that is a yes energy coming in that it is good for you to take this breakaway. Will it destroy things? The Chariot. Still undecided. It's victory, it's movement. Um, it is an energy of we get to choose. Um, because we get to choose the story. Like, you get to choose the story, you get to choose your emotions, you get to choose your energy, you get to choose your actions. You can't choose for them, so you could choose that it doesn't destroy things between the 2 of you, but they could, or they could not either, or you could choose that it does destroy it and they don't, because we each have our individual choice here. So I feel like it's important to know why you're making your decision, right? If you're playing games, right, of, well, if I reject you and I step away for 2 weeks, um, will that make you realize what you're losing and da 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 and blah 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 kind of stuff, right? Um, so I feel like there, is that being aware of why you're doing what you're doing is important. Why am I choosing that, with the Chariot card too? And if I'm doing it like I need time to reflect and understand what I truly want or not. While you're doing that, definitely read the book Let Them Theory, because it talks about there and deciding what I want and And if they don't want the things that you want, then sometimes it's like, is it a deal breaker? The things I want that they don't want, or the things they want that I don't want? And if it is a deal breaker, then you break, right? If it's not, then we stop worrying about it because it's like, well, it's not going to break the deal, but I don't need to worry about whether they do what I want or not if it's not a deal breaker. It's like I'm going to just focus on what I do love, in the relationship instead of focusing on what's not, happening. But you get to decide what kind of love you want and what kind of experience you have as well. So I like that. Right. So hopefully that helps. That's what they have for you in Kita. Many blessings to you. Hey, Deb Deb. Hey, Zen Gang. Hello, hello. You're on an overnight with your daughter. You're going to see the Trans Siberian Orchestra. How fun. Mexican food first. Yum, yum. You're killing time. I love it. Speaking of killers, we were talking about Dahmer earlier. We don't talk about killing. I'm just kidding. All right. So good to see you. All right. Moonlight, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. 2:31 even. There you go. Thank you for your donation earlier. And an update on NN, please. Feelings and actions. All right, let's take a look here, see what we got going on here. So, feelings and actions. Or, excuse me, oh my goodness, lack thereof. It's that kind of wintry weather today. It's just ready for nap at sea. It's up to a balmy 27 degrees Fahrenheit. We're almost up to above freezing. So, what is this? We had feelings. Yeah, we got 8 of candles, 8 of wands energy, a lot of passion energy. We probably talked about this before, right? So there's just very passionate, a lot of energetic and physical attraction. Emotions absent right here. It's more focusing in on I need to express the passion. Sorry if you just heard my stomach growl. Growl, 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 growl. So it's like, here we go. They want action, they want movement, but not of the heart. They're wanting intimacy, right? But what are their intentions? What are their actions? Yeah, we got the magician action energy, which this is more again their intentions and they're wanting to move forward into the motions, but not emotions. Action, let's do this, let's do something. And then let's see where that goes. But, you're like, are you capable of giving emotion? Do you have self love? And when you look at that, I feel like you already know. You're like, yeah, they're working on trying to find their self love. But I feel like all they can offer right now is passion. Um, and I don't feel like they have a whole lot of emotional awareness of their own right now with where they're at in their life. So you're like, yeah, you can't give what you don't have to me. And they can't receive a whole lot from you emotionally because they don't have a whole lot of it for themselves either. So that's what they got for you. So many blessings to you, Moonlight. You're at the Hilton in Worcestershire. Oh, how fun. All right. So, Blaze and Amaze, you are up. And here is your timestamp. And this is the last. I don't have any other donations and any other free readings. So, if anyone wants any, now's the time to put them out there. If we don't, we'll be closing down. And then I will be having a drawing, a winner from the donations, a winner from the free readings for a 15-minute personal recorded reading. So after I'm done, I'll pull names and I will, when I post the pinned comment, Of all the readings with timestamps, I will also put the 2 winners on there, so be on the lookout. Also post it on my social media, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and on the community area of, uh, my channel as well, just a FYI. Alright, sorry, Blaze, you got the little ad in there. So Naya, are your guides supportive of your decisions? Yes. They're always supportive of all our decisions. The universe is always supportive of our decisions. They don't judge us. They don't look at life as right or wrong. They don't look at our life as shoulds, like, "Oh, you should have done this." They're like, everything is an adventure for them. There's just different choices with different experiences and different outcomes, but they don't look at right or wrong or going, "Oh, we can't support you if you make that decision." They're like, "That's what you want? Let's go." They're all in. They're like puppies that are excited to go for a ride. They don't care where we're going. They're just glad we're going for a ride, you know? But we'll take a look here. Kind of what you're wanting to know is this we'll word it in a way of, are my decisions, are they taking me to an easier path or to a harder path, right? Because we probably want an easier path. Otherwise, whatever path we're choosing, I'm enjoying it. I don't care. But if we're like, oh, I feel like I'm having a hard path in life, I'd like an easier one, is kind of what we're looking at, right? So, boom, you've got the 3 of candles. There is a different direction that would be easier. The 3 of wands is with new information, changing direction. So don't be afraid to alter your decisions, alter your course. You do have the 9 of gifts. This is about being alone, being independent. Um, it's hermit energy. It's stepping away and being with spirit. And if you want more clarity, you can ask spirit with this too. You can step away from everything and go, all right, now I want to go either here or here. And I don't know if this is what decision is the best for me for what I'm wanting. So can you give me clarity so that it make it a no-brainer? And when you ask spirit that, they're like, "All right, boom, here's information." You're like, "Oh, well, obviously I don't want that, so this is the route I'm going." So they'll do things like that, or they'll be like, "Boom," and you're like, "Oh my god, this is so perfect. This is exactly thank you for the confirmation. I'm going this direction." They will do that for us as long as it's not in a time in our life when we're like, hell no, I don't want to, whatever. When we get to this place in my life, I need the silence. Don't tell me because I need to stay in this confusion or whatever. But that's not like the norm. Usually we're like, um, answer me all you want when I'm down there, please. I want you with me on my adventure, kind of energy. So that is what they have for you, Blaze in a Maze or Naya. So thank you for that. All right. And then Rocky Mountain Deb. Let's add you to the list here. All right. So let's grab your timestamp 2:38:21, Deb. And you would like an oracle. Boom. There we go. So I don't want to give you the fairy wisdom. They're like, no, not that. I feel like I am being drawn to the guides of the hidden oracle here. So let's take a look here. See what they have here for you. What message for Deb? Let me just shuffle these ones. There we go. You got in the midst of the radiant fire. Look at that. Fire energy, inspiration, passion, cleansing fire, obsession. So let's see what we got here. This is about optimism and pure joy and brilliant ideas, creativity. Um, yeah. It says inspiration is one of the most profound gifts from your higher power that you'll ever receive. It's like being handed a magic acorn containing the blueprint for an extraordinary oak tree of meaning, adventure, transformation, like Trans Siberia Orchestra, and fulfillment. Your only job is to accept it, plant it, and tend to it in your field of dreams. Trust in the divine fire that burns in your heart and pay attention to the prompts from Source. That still small voice will tell you the next step on the path of your best life. Once you commit, things come together to help make it happen, regardless of any specific action on your part. This brilliant idea, this creative impulse, this joyful moment is a gift. So many people ignore it, thinking it will be too much work or that someone else is better suited for the task, but not you. Let this inspiration light your inner fire and keep tending to the flame. Feel the passion and optimism. Know that you were chosen for this unique path. I like that. Also want to it's besides cold. Yeah, I know, right? Um, so the reversed, I'm gonna read that too. It says you're burnt out. Your passion feels like a trap instead, an all-consuming commitment. Maybe your taste for certain things has spiraled out of control, resulting in addictive behaviors. You're tired and chose X to feel better, but then X stopped helping, instead created other issues. Now is the time for rigorous honesty and a willingness to go any lengths, to any lengths to reclaim your humanity. You're not a human doing, you're a human being. Focus on the just being part for the next 24 hours. You will return to your busyness soon enough. You need rest, a regrouping of your values, and an opportunity to let go. Be willing to accept help from others and mostly from spirit. Ask yourself, what do I need to burn down in my life to make way for better things? Then summon that cleansing fire. Trust that whatever falls away is meant to. Just burn what needs to burn and then rest. You can do this. So that's what they have for you, my dear. I like that for you. All right. Oh, very nice. Breathe, breathe, breathe. All right. And then Jojo, you want to throw a free reading in here as well? Let's get you in here. Thank you for your donation earlier. Boom, boom, boom. And let's grab your timestamp here. Kitty, 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 kitty. Scratch that like a cat. Meow. So, should you go to the cat petting event tomorrow? Do the cats want more petters? So, of course, there's no should, from spirit. We'll see here if you choose to go tomorrow, what kind of energy comes with that. And then, do the cats want more cat petters? Right. All right. So, if you go tomorrow, you do have the page of candles, which is the page of wands, action energy, movement energy that comes in with that. Let's see. Do you need more? Do they want more cats? Get the Queen of Canes. The Queen of Swords, balance between the head and heart. They're shelter cats. Yeah, I don't feel like they're like, uh, the cats themselves are we don't have needs. Pet me with your eyes. That's what they were. It's like, how cats will rub up against your leg and you go down to pet them and they're like, "Pet me." They're rubbing up against your leg, right? And they're like, "Pet me." And then you reach down, they're like, "With your eyes, not your hands." So I don't feel like they really want it here, but I do get this energy that if you go, um, there is this action energy. On one hand, I feel like you really want your black kitten because you're gonna see cats and go, "Oh, I so want a cat." Like, it's not gonna make it, "Well, maybe this will make me feel, um, you know, like I won't want them as much, or, this will give me my cat fix," but it'll actually expand it. So go prepared that it would bring you, like, more like, "Oh, I can't wait to have a kitty." Um But I also feel like it would raise your energy because they've got a lot of beautiful, cats purring and sitting in your lap. They balance us and ground us and transform things too. So I feel like that they're like, "Don't do it for us, do it for you." That's a very cat attitude. Um, but I feel like it will help your energy, but just be aware going in, it's gonna make you going like, "Oh, I want a cat right now." Um, there's something about you might even, um, because 'cause isn't it next week? Are you gonna go on a full moon? Because I feel like you get information next week, right? Isn't that what they said on the cats being born? But you won't get them until, like, New Year's. So you they might even have, like, a little board, like a bulletin board or something is what I'm seeing, with black kittens or something. So I do feel like you will find if you're going on, because I feel like it was going around the full moon is the message you got. That's when you would get clarity on where it is. Oh, okay. So so you're going tomorrow, which is Sunday, right? Yeah, it's not until later in the week, but you never know. You never know. You might you might see something that turns you towards that and go, "Ooh, maybe." You might find some info. So I like that. And my host's black dog Frankie was just barking in uh something has arrived outside. So they're saying, "Go, go, 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 go." That's funny. All right. So that's what they got for you, my dear. And just for anyone that's still hanging out here, if you haven't gotten into the giveaway for which I do have every full moon and new moon for the rest of the year, I'm giving away a 30-minute personal recorded reading and or a hedge of peace and love, which you really, if you're interested, you can do that as well. And so here's the link. It's also in the description box of the video. Um, and that'll be next week, Wednesday, Thursday, sometime next week, whenever the 4th is. So be sure to get into that drawing if you'd like a chance at winning. Also, all of my stuff, my personal readings are on sale until the end of the year, and my hedges of peace and love all the way through January 1st of 2026. So if you're interested, you can also check all that informations out, all the pricings, everything in the description box. And if you haven't checked out my newest podcast, The Easier Path, we have a new one out, Adventure 5, which is about change in people. So some good information there as well. And don't forget, here I will be only loved. by the mother and the father of all things, our creator. And of course, I love you guys too. So till I see you again, much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. And we will see you soon. Yeah, I'll drink some more tea, have a little bit of food, and maybe a nap. No, if I take a nap, it will be all day. If I take a nap during the day, I don't really truly wake up. I get groggy. So have a great evening, Deb Deb. Enjoy. You too, touch of love. Much love to you. Enjoy the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Have we not entertained you? Wait, no, that's the Romans. That's not the Russians. All right, everybody. Love you. We'll see you soon.